Hi everyone. Today we will see Cambridge IGCSE Physics Paper 1 Multiple Choice October-November 2021 Variant 2. First question is, which list places units of length in increasing order of magnitude? So here centimeter is given, mm is given and meter is given. So in this least one, that is millimeter, next it is centimeter, and next it will be meter. So the right choice is B here. Next, which graph represents an object that is moving at a constant speed? So here a straight line relationship on a distance time graph gives constant speed because the object is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. So here the right answer is D. It is a straight line and the object is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. As the time goes on increasing, the distance is getting decreased, but it is with an equal interval. The gradient is same. Here in the case of option A, the distance is not changing. That means the object is at rest. Here it is not linear. These B and C, the graph is not linear. And the right answer here is D. Which statement about the equation shown is correct? W is equal to M into G. So here, the weight is the force exerted on the object due to gravity. This is a force that is exerted due to gravity. So here the right choice is weight is a force and mass, it is the amount of matter, and G is acceleration due to gravity. So G is not a force, M is not a force, weight is a force, and G and M are not forces. So C is the right choice. Which substance in the table has the lowest density? The density will be equal to mass divided by volume. So density is lowest means mass should be less and volume should be maximum. So in this case, two volumes it is given, 1 and 2. So volume should be maximum means it needs to be 2. The highest thing is 2. And out of this least mass means that is 1.8. So mass is minimum here and volume is maximum here. So the right choice is C. The diagram shows a simple balance. The two loads X and Y can be moved along the beam. Which graph shows how the moment produced by load Y varies as the perpendicular distance D changes from the pivot? So the moment is directly proportional to the perpendicular distance. As perpendicular distance increases, moment also will increase. It is directly related, that is linearly related. So here the right choice is, in the case of A, we can see the moment is getting increased with respect to distance. As D is increasing, moment is also increasing in a linear manner. So this is the correct choice. Here it is exponential. This is wrong. This is actually exponential decrease. That is wrong. Here we can see the moment is decreasing with respect to perpendicular distance. As perpendicular distance increases, moment is decreasing. So here the right choice is A. With perpendicular distance increases, moment also will increase. Next, a spacecraft is traveling in space with no resultant force and no resultant moment acting on it. Which statement about the spacecraft is correct? There is no resultant force means and no resultant moment means it is in the equilibrium state. All the forces getting cancelled each other. It will be in equilibrium. So the right choice is it is in equilibrium. Next, a student carries out an investigation by pulling 4 different boxes across the floor. The results are shown in the table. On which box is the most work done? So work done is equal to force into distance. So force is more, distance is more means work done will be more. So here the force, frictional force needed to pull the box, that is maximum, it is 20. And the distance moved, that is maximum 4 and 4 is given, 2 is given. So 4 is maximum. Here the frictional force is only 5. Here it is 4. So the right option is D. Otherwise we can find that force into distance. Here it is 5 into 4, that is 20. This will be 10 into 2, 20. 15 into 2, that is 30. Here it is 20 into 4, 80. So this is the highest. This is the most work done. Next, electrical energy may be obtained from nuclear fission process. In which order the energy is being transferred in this process? So here, starting nuclear fuel is there, where the fission reaction occurs generating the heat. Next is our reactor and boiler. So the heat produced from the nuclear fuel is used to heat the water in the reactor or boiler. Next, the turbines. So the hot steam produced from the heated water drives the turbines. Turbine will start moving, and in turn, the turbines are connected to the generator, where the mechanical energy from the turbines is converted to electrical energy. So this is the process. So here the right choice is D. Nuclear fuel, reactor and boiler, turbines, generator. A stone falls, which row gives the energy change? So here gravitational potential energy is there, kinetic energy is there. So it is mgh and this one is half mv square. So something is in height means gravitational potential energy will be more. Gravitation will be more. So when the stone is falling from a height, the height is getting decreased and the speed is getting increased. So here the right choice is the gravitational potential. As the height decreases, gravitational potential will be decreasing. And what about kinetic energy? As the motion is increasing, as the stone falls, its speed increases due to the acceleration from gravity. So it will increase. Kinetic energy will increase. So here the right choice is B. Gravitational potential energy will decrease and kinetic energy will increase. Next, a rope is connected to a pulley system and a motor and is used to lift different objects through different distance. The time taken to lift each object is same. So here the time taken is same. The diagrams are not to scale. Which motor requires greatest power? So the motor that lifts the heaviest object through the greatest vertical distance will require the greatest power. That means greatest distance. Distance should be more and the object should be heavier. The weight of the object should be more. So we will calculate this. Out of this, the weight is more. This is 10 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg, 2 kg. So in these two cases, weight is more. And here it is, distance is more comparing to C. So here the right choice is A. Both the weight and distance is more. The diagram shows a simple mercury barometer. Which length is used to indicate atmospheric pressure in the simple barometer. So here C is the right choice. The length of the mercury column is the direct indicator of atmospheric pressure. This is the length of mercury column. So length of mercury column is the direct indicator of atmospheric pressure. Next, a liquid is evaporating. The liquid is not boiling. Which statement about the liquid is correct at an instant of time? Actually, boiling occurs throughout the entire liquid. The entire liquid boiling occurs. But in the case of evaporation, it takes place only at the liquid surface. Only at the surface of liquid, evaporation takes place. So here, the right choice is any molecule can escape from any part of the liquid. It's wrong. Liquid is not boiling. It is just evaporating. Any molecule can escape from liquid surface. Molecules can escape from liquid surface, but not any molecules. Only molecules with high energy, enough energy can escape from the liquid surface because it is evaporation. So C is the right choice and it cannot escape from any part of the liquid. Only from surface it can escape. The temperature of gas in a sealed container of constant volume decreases from 20 degree to 12 degree. Which row is correct? So according to ideal gas law, P1 T1 is equal to P2 T2 when volume is constant. So temperature decreases, automatically pressure also will decrease. So here the right choice, the pressure of the container, it will decrease. It will not stay same, it will not increase. Here the right choice will be pressure will decrease and automatically when the temperature decreases, average speed of molecules decreases. Pressure decreases and the speed of molecule also will decrease. Next, a long thin bar of copper is heated gently and evenly along its length. What happens to the bar? So when the copper bar will undergo thermal expansion, it increases the length. Length will increase due to the increased spacing between the atoms caused by adding the thermal energy. That means when thermal energy is increased, the length will expand and the length will increase. So here the right choice is it becomes longer. A teacher makes a statement, object P has higher thermal capacity than object Q. What does this statement mean? So when an object has higher thermal capacity, it means it requires more energy to change its temperature compared to an object with lower thermal capacity. So more energy is required to change its temperature. So which statement is correct? This is wrong. This is also wrong. P has higher melting, lower melting. The increase in temperature of object P is greater than the object Q for the same increase in internal energy. This is actually wrong. This is just reverse. That is, increase in temperature of object P is smaller than the object Q for the same increase in internal energy because it requires more energy to change its temperature. So D is the right option. Next, the diagram shows a pan used for cooking. Which row is correct? Here they are shown the handle of the pan and base of the pan. So base of the pan that is used for heating. So it should be a good thermal conductor. This is the part where we are touching. So it should be a poor thermal conductor. So here the right choice is B. Base of the pan is good thermal conductor. Handle should be poor thermal conductor. The diagram shows two patterns produced by water waves. So which two effects are shown in the diagram? So in diagram 1, we can see reflection. It is getting reflected. And in case of water waves, if there is a small gap or a small opening in a barrier, the waves passing through that gap will spread out in a semicircular pattern behind the barrier. And it is actually diffraction. So this one is actually reflection. This is reflection and this will be diffraction. So the right choice is A. Reflection and diffraction. Which row is not correct for the wave on the surface of water? So amplitude, its unit is meter. Frequency, it is hertz. Wavelength unit, it is wrong. That is meter. Speed, meter per second is right. So which row is not correct? So the right answer is C. A thin converging lens causes parallel rays of light to converge on a single point known as principal focus. Which statement explains this? A converging lens is designed to bring the parallel rays of light to a single point after passing through the lens. And this process can be termed as refraction. So here the right term is the light gets refracted. The light refracts. The diagram shows a ray of light in air incident on a glass block. Some of the light is refracted and some are reflected. Two angles P and Q are marked. Which row gives angle of incidence and state whether it is total internal reflection. Angle of incidence means this is the normal line. So with respect to normal, what is the angle? That is Q. This is the angle of incidence. And here some rays are getting reflected and some are refracted. Both reflection and refraction occurs, so it is not total internal reflection. So here the right choice it is. Angle of incidence is Q. Total internal reflection is not happening. C is the right choice. Next, the letter F is reflected in a mirror. What does the optical image look like? So here, lateral inversion occurs. Objects are reflected without any change in size, but with reversal of direction. Just the image will get reversed. Direction will get reversed. With a reversal of direction in the horizontal axis. So here the right choice is B. It will not get inverted and all. It will just get reversed in horizontal axis. The visible light, X-rays and microwaves are all components of electromagnetic spectrum. Which statement about the wave is correct? So here we can see the electromagnetic spectrum. Visible light is here. And these are the waves with longer wavelength. That is infrared, microwaves, radio waves will be having longer wavelength than visible light. Ultraviolet, X-rays and gamma rays will be having shorter wavelength than visible light. And the speed will be same for all electromagnetic rays. So here they are telling in vacuum microwave travels fast. That is a wrong statement, because all are having same speed. In a vacuum, microwaves travel at the same speed as visible light and have shorter wavelength. Actually, microwaves are having longer wavelength than visible light. So this statement is wrong. In a vacuum, X-rays travel faster. So speed is same. This is also wrong. In vacuum, X-rays travels at the same speed, that is right, as visible light and have shorter wavelength. So X-rays are having shorter wavelength than visible light. So D is the right choice. Next, which radiation has a higher frequency than red light? Red light means it will comes under visible light. So we can see left to this one, that is lower frequency. Next, and right of visible light, that is having higher frequency. So ultraviolet, X-rays and gamma rays are having higher frequencies than visible light. So the right choice it is ultraviolet, A. What is ultrasound? Sound waves that are too high pitched for humans to hear. That is ultrasound. It will be 20 kilohertz to gigahertz range. The right choice is B. Which material is magnetic? So aluminum, copper, silver, that are good conductors. The magnetic material is iron. Which circuit symbol represent a component used for measuring electric current? We can use ammeter for measuring electric current. The symbol of ammeter is A. This is the symbol of heater. This is generator. And this is voltmeter. Four wires made of same metal have different length and different diameters. Which wire has the lower resistance? So resistance is equal to rho L by A. So lower resistance means then length should be less and area should be more. That means diameter should be, area is more means diameter should be more and length should be less. So length should be less in these two cases and diameter is more in this case. Diameter is large, needs to be large and length should be short. C is the right choice. The diagram shows a circuit containing two resistors of resistance 1 ohm and 2 ohm. The voltmeter is connected across 1 ohm. So this voltage is given as 6 volt. Then it is moved to point P. We need to find this voltage. What is the new reading in voltmeter? That is V input we need to find. V input is equal to V out into R1 plus R2 by R2. Here the V out that is V2, that is 6 volt into R1 plus R2 is 1 plus 2, 3 by R2 here it is 1 ohm. So 6 into 3 that is 18 volt. So here the new reading will be 18. That is option B. Which device is used to measure the flow of charge in electric circuit? That is flow of charge means that is current. We use ammeter to measure current. Option A. Which circuit contains a fuse? So we know the symbol of fuse. This is a symbol for fuse. So it is option C. Here this is actually battery. Battery is there. Fuse is there. Potentiometer or variable resistor is there. This is one switch. And all diagrams will see. This is battery. This is a symbol for lamp. This is for ammeter. This is for thermistor. Again, this is battery. This is a resistor. This is switch. This is for voltmeter. This is ammeter, switch, speaker, and this one it is LDR. A student designs a circuit to turn on a fan when the temperature increases. Which component does the student need to use in her circuit? So depending on the temperature sensor, that is thermistor, she need to use a thermistor. So this is a symbol for thermistor. So she need to use this one. This is LDR, fuse and lamp. She need to use a thermistor. Next, two resistors R1 and R2 are connected in parallel. R1 is greater than the resistance R2. What is the resistance of parallel combination? When two resistors are connected in parallel, always the resistance will be less than either one. That is, equivalent resistance will be R1, R2 by R1 plus R2. Suppose R1 is 2 ohm and R2 is 4 ohm. Here 2 into 4 that is 8 by 6 that is 1.3. We can see it is less than R1. Always the pair will be less than the either R1 or R2. Here the right choice is A. The diagram shows a motor connected to an AC supply. The circuit is incomplete. Which device needs to be connected between point X and point Y, here and here, to prevent the wire from overheating if the motor causes the current to get too high? For protecting from overcurrent, we need a fuse. So we need to connect a fuse here. So the right choice is fuse. Here ammeter, that is for measuring current. Transformer, that is either step up or step down for changing the voltage. If you are using a thick copper wire, it will just conduct, it will not protect. A hairdresser is using a hair dryer with a plastic casting. He noticed that there is no wire attached to the earth pin of the plug. Why is earth connection not needed? Because the casing is plastic, it is an insulator. So earth connection is not required. Four positions of current carrying coil in magnetic field as in DC motor are shown. In diagrams 2 and 4, the coil are at 45 degree. These two cases it is at 45 degree. Which row is correct? Here it is in coil is in parallel and here it is in perpendicular. Perpendicular orientation maximize the torque and is optimal for producing rotational motion, while parallel orientation minimize the torque leading to no rotation. So 1 and 2, 1 and 3, the effect of turning effect of forces, it is different. But here it is in 45-degree in different direction, but the turning effect is same. So here the right choice is B. An electric drill operating from a supply voltage of 240 volt uses current of 3.5 amps. Which rating of fuse should be used to protect the drill's cable? We will not use voltage ratings. For protecting from overcurrent, we are using fuse. So we need to check the current rating. And it should be slightly more than the device current. Just slightly more. The fuse rating should be slightly more. So we cannot use 3 as it is less than the device current. So the right choice is C, 5 amps. A very important experiment improved scientists' understanding of the structure of matter. The experiment involved alpha particles being fired to a tin gold foil. What happened? When it is being fired, some of the particles were repelled and some particles passed through that one, some were getting attracted. So this option is wrong. All particles were absorbed, wrong. All particles were unaffected, that is wrong. Some alpha particles were attracted by neutrons. Neutrons will not attract it as it is neutral. It is not, doesn't contain any charge. Some alpha particles were repelled by protons. That's right. Some were repelled by the protons. That is D is the right option. A sample contains 0.0016 gram of radioactive isotope. After 4 hours, the mass has been reduced to 0.0008. That means from 0.0016, it has been reduced to 0.0008. Just half of this one. So the half-life of the radioactive isotope is 4 hours. So the right answer is B, 4. A sample of radioactive has a mass of 100 gram. The half-life of isotope is 6 hours. So which graph shows the decay of this isotope? So starting it should be in 100 grams. After 6 hours, it should be 50. Up to 12 it is given. So after 12, it should be 25. So first graph at 12 it is 0. This is wrong. Here also it is 0. That's wrong. In this case, at 6 itself, it is 0. So this one will check. At 6, it needs to be 50. That's correct. And at 12, it is in this line around 25. So C is the correct option. Which statement best describe background radiation? So radiation from natural sources describes the background radiation. Thank you all. Keep watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe the channel. We'll see in the next video.